Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day with their children. And if your children's not around, I hope you're just feeling extra special because today is your special day. I want to first um, remember my father. He was an awesome man. I loved him. I lost him when I was 18 years old. But he was a good man and I loved him. And I wish I had more time to spend with him. Even though me and my father didn't live in the same household, he was available to me anytime I wanted him. But I only used him for, not used him, I only chose to see him when I wanted money though, you know? And I remember I remember saying to my father, I think I was about 16 or 17, and I called him and asked him if he had some money. Um, and he was like, sure, meet me at such and such place. And I went to meet him, like right near his house. And I said to him, I said, I feel so bad because every time I come to see you, um, it's always because I want money. Do you have this? Do you have $100? Do you have this? Do you have that? And I said I don't want our relationship to just be about money. I want to sit down and talk with you and spend quality time with you and all those things. And he said, I would love that. He said, I would love. He said, that makes me feel so good. I would love that. And and I meant that from the bottom of my heart. Like something had changed. Well, it never changed because I always wanted that. But that was the first time I expressed that to him. And it's like not even 3 or 4 months later, he died. And it kind of like broke my heart because he was always available. He was always like, not even 6 blocks from my house, from where I live with my mother. And he was, so I did see him, but the quality time that I spent with him, I was like 5 years older and younger when he was with my mother. Um, but after that, when I saw him, it was never, you know, like it should have been, or like I wanted it to be. So I say that to say that, but he was good. Like he never denied me. I remember anytime I called him, he was always available. So anyway, I just wanted to make mention to him, my father. I loved him, wonderful man, and wish I would have known now, then what I know now, that he was very important in my life, and I wish that I would have spent more time with him. And that brings me to my message today is that to all the fathers that are out there and the fathers who do not live with their children, and whether you're in house or out of house, because sometimes you can have a father in house and it's like he's not even there because he's just there. He's not really spending quality time with you or not interacting with you. So it doesn't matter. And what I think it does matter, but it doesn't. It's not a factor whether you're in house or out of house. It's the most important thing is how you spend the time that you spend with your children, and that is very important for you to spend time with your children and to be consistent. Like get your children on a consistent basis, even if you don't have money or you feel like you have to always have money or something special to do with your children. You don't have to have money. You can go get your kids, and if they're certain whatever age, you can take them to the park, put them on their bike, just be present while they're riding their bike, walking next to them, talking with them. If they're little smaller than that, you can put them on the swing, spend quality time with your kids. You can just go for a walk. You can invite them to your place. If you're in house, you turn that TV off and you play games with your children. You read books with your children. You talk to your children and get in their head and see what's bothering them and see, get to know your children. Really get to know your children. You are so important, fathers. You are so needed. And and I don't like, you know, seeing the fathers that are so detached from their children, where it's like, um, you're just you know, just a creator of a child, you know, a sperm donor, excuse my language, you know, for lack of a better word. But then after that, you're not really present. And a lot of times, it, I don't know if it has really to do with you, or it, you know, it could be the mothers who play the silly games, and you know, they play games with the guys and say, you know, well, this ain't your child anyway, or you can't come see your child anyway. If you don't do what I say, you can't see your kid, or if you don't give me money, you can't see your kid. If you don't do this, you can't, you know, all these stipulations. Women, don't do that. Do not be petty. Do not be immature. You laid down with this man and you had these children. So let their children see their father. Let him be a part of their life. If you have moved on and you're in a new relationship, okay, be in a new relationship, but do not stop the father from seeing their children. If the father has moved on and he's in a new relationship and you're not in a new relationship, yeah, it may sting or it may hurt, or you might feel like, I don't want this woman that I don't know around my children. But if you trust the father enough to have a relationship with him, and you have a conversation, then you have to trust his judgment, and you have to allow that man to see his kids. And if anything happens, your children will let you know. If they're old enough and you question them and you lay down the law, hopefully you can be mature enough to meet the woman. And not because you have to be friends, but you could be mutually amicable, and you can say to them, you know, don't do this or don't do that. You know, I appreciate you wanting to spend time with my children and whatever. Like, if the shoe was reversed, how would you want someone to treat your kids? How would you want someone to spend time with your kids? That's the same way that if the shoe was reversed and you have a man who has kids that are not yours, you do the same. You love them kids just like they were yours. You create a space for them to feel safe, for them to feel comfortable. You know, the worst feeling is to have a stepmother or a stepfather that makes you feel uncomfortable when you come around. Like, the kids have nothing to do with it. The kids have absolutely nothing to do with it. So we have to be mature. And if we can't be mature, then we got to tell our partners, like, listen, until I get better with this situation, because right now I'm not there, so just spend time with your kids without me. You know what I mean? So when he brings his kids around, you're not acting stupid and making them feel uncomfortable, because that's just not right, you know? So, and if you're not the place or the space in your mind or your emotions to handle that situation, then speak and communicate. Tell them, I don't want to be around your kids, not yet, or I don't want this, but I encourage you to get your kids and spend time with your kids. And guys and women, however the situation is flipped, if you have a girlfriend or you have a new wife or your new spouse, like, don't bring your kids over here. I don't want to have nothing to do with your kids. I think you made a bad decision, because your kids were here first, and your kids are very important, and they are an extension of who you are, and they should be um, included in your lives. You know, we make a lot of wrong choices and we choose wrong people, and the people might not treat our children the way they should, or we might overlook some things. But no, your kids are an extension of you. And if we did it wrong or we made some mistakes, ask for forgiveness. Ask your children to forgive you. But going forward, as for this day, going forward, whatever day it is, you change that. You be better. You be accountable. You be there for your children. You stick up for your children. And women, never, ever, ever allow a man to take place of your children. We can't do that, because they'll be gone if the relationship works. If it doesn't, but your kids are part of your life forever, and they should be heard. They should be included, and their feelings matter in the situation. There's so many different scenarios when it comes to extended families and it comes to fathers and mothers. But I hope and I pray that we can get it together and we can make a difference for our children, and our children don't have to suffer for the mistakes that we made, picking wrong people, making wrong choices, doing, not protecting ourselves when we're having sex, and not bringing children into a world when we were ready, mentally, physically, financially. And sometimes you're never ready in every area, but when it happens, step up to the plate and be the best parent you can be. Doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, because none of us are. None of us make all the right decisions, but don't be immature, don't be silly, and don't be stupid, and don't be petty, and don't be insecure when he has moved on to his new family. He has a new family, and when you get yours, you're going to want your kids to be respected and loved with your new man, and you want them to respect and love with his new woman. And because love covers a multitude, love covers all that stuff, and we want our children to be loved. So again, happy Father's Day, and man, I hope you step up to the plate and be the man that you need to be for your children, and never allow a woman, a girlfriend, a sleep buddy, or whatever you want to call these things that are going on, to keep you from spending time with your seed, your offspring, the extension of you that you made the choice to procreate. So step up to the plate and be a great father. Happy Father's Day again. Be blessed. And until the next video, see you then. Oh, and if you like the video, like it, give me a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to the channel. All right, be blessed. Bye.